Tell you what, I've been having some really weird dreams lately. Very weird. Hello and welcome to Moorhan. I'm Mr. Beardstone. This is episode 19, I think now. I think we're on episode 19 and we've got some big plans for today. So between streams we have been a little bit busy. What we've done is we've sorted out the dockyard. That is now pretty much complete. We've added in the dockmaster's house, we've added in a stable, we've finished off all the market area and a statue as well using some little mini beardstones. And we've also sorted out the farms around the back. So what I decided to do in the end was just to add in a couple of wheat fields, and I think that fills the area nicely. And as we get to the other side as well, when you look back on everything, overall I think it just looks really cool. So I'm pleased with how that's come out. However, today we have other things to be getting on with, and I think our dreams may have been a bit of a sign. Maybe we should finally make a start on the Kraken. So I think I'm just going to grab loads of dirt. It looks like I'm going to have to go out and actually farm some because I've only got half a chest in there. So we're going to go get some dirt, we're going to come back and we're going to take the Scar approach and sort of mock it all up in dirt first. We're going to do part of that on a live stream and then, well, we'll just see how far we get. So I guess it's going to be time-lapse time because, you know, who doesn't love a time-lapse? Go! I'm not going to lie, that took quite a while, but I think we're basically there. So as we fly in, we should see it render in, and look at that. That thing is huge, but I'm loving how it's coming out. Obviously, the main issue at the moment is the fact that it's made out of dirt and it's getting covered in grass, but apart from that, you know, I think we've got the shape down. I think we've done all right there. So the next thing to do, I guess, is to figure out what we're actually going to make it out of, because we're going to be replacing this dirt with something else. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to use. It looks a bit thin under there, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the warehouse. I'm going to have a look, play around with a few materials and see if we can come up with something cool that we want to use. And yeah, just for a bit more of a look up here as well. We did have that short clip earlier, but yeah, from here, just walking around, seeing the tentacles appear is pretty cool, especially with the fight scene statue here in the background. But I think the fact that you can just see those tentacles just reaching over the skyline, sort of no matter where you are on the island, you can just catch a glimpse of it through the trees and, you know, just instill that little bit of fear that something's coming. I mean, look at that. Okay, so I've been playing around with a few things, and I think I've come up with what I'm going to use. So we've got a combination of light grey terracotta and the brown mushroom blocks there, with some endstone for the texture, which I think really does work as the underside of the tentacles. And I think we're going to use stone buttons for the suckers. I'm not 100% sold on those yet, so we might play around with a couple of other bits and bobs. But I think that's actually going to work really well for the Kraken's tentacles and body. And as I say, it does mean that we can actually sort of do a bit of texturing in there with the two different shades that we get to use that are quite similar to each other. So good stuff. I guess the next thing to do then is going to be to grab loads of mushroom blocks and endstone, and let's start replacing some dirt blocks. Okay, so I've grabbed loads of brown mushroom blocks, and I've got an amount of like grey terracotta, but I think I'm going to have to go out and get some more at some point, and I'm definitely going to need to go get some more endstone because I've only got about 4 stacks of that. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to flesh out this tentacle, just sort of start replacing some bits like so, and yeah, just get some of this down and see how it comes along. So I think once we've got a whole tentacle as we intend to do it, then that should give us a much better sort of view of how it's going to look overall, and if it's a colour scheme we actually want to stick with. But I think it should work quite nicely. So I'm just going to smash through some of this and we'll see how we get on. I'll catch up with you guys in just a moment. Well, I have to say, I rather like it. I think the colours actually work really well. I'll probably have to be a bit more picky about where I place the texture blocks. I think they're a bit too random at the moment, so I'll switch that up a bit and make sure there's just sort of areas that make a bit more sense. And I haven't decided whether to put the stone buttons on yet or not, so I'm actually going to leave those for now. I'm going to leave the sucker side of things alone, and I'm just going to go through and do the rest of these tentacles, get the body done, and turn it all into this texture. I think that's actually going to look really good, work really well, and I flew over here earlier, and to be honest, I can't get enough of the view as you come back. It's just look at that thing. Look at it. This is taking forever, but I have to say I'm very pleased with the results so far. So, where we're at is skinned. We've basically skinned the entire Kraken now, and I've started adding a few bits of like leaves and things here just to try and get an idea of how it's going to look once we get all the kind of seaweedy bits on. We're going to add some vines as well and some string, obviously, to make sure it doesn't grow too much, but overall, I'm pleased with how it's coming along, but I really think that the leaves are what's going to sort of pull it together. You know, I mean, the overall shape is there. I think it needs a little bit more texturing as well, to the point where I've actually been playing around on the top here, and I've mixed in a little bit more dirt again. I've actually put a bit of dirt back into the mix, and up close, I'm not so sure on it, but from further away, I think it does actually add the sort of little bit of extra depth that we needed, more so than the light grey terracotta. So I'm going to experiment and play around with that a little bit more. I'm going to get the leaves all over the place, and the vines. So let's see what we've actually got, because I don't think I've got much of that sort of stuff left on me. And as I'm sure you can imagine, my boxes are pretty much all over the place. Some of them are still somewhat organised, I suppose, which is, you know, unique. Doesn't happen too often. Yeah, we need more leaves. Right, so I've just been to go grab some leaves, so we should be good on that front, and combining them with some vines, we should... I don't have any vines. Right, I'm going to get some vines as well. And now I've got some vines as well, so we're going to grab a few more of these leaves, and I think the idea is, we don't want to overdo it, but we do want some seaweedy type bits hanging down from the Kraken, as if it's, you know, got hooked on his tentacles as he's raised them out of the water. I think it's just going to add that extra bit of colour, a bit more depth to the whole thing. And my hope is that by using leaves and vines, we're going to get a bit of variation on that. So obviously these are going to grow down, they're going to sort of stop when they get to the water. The ones at the top here, what we're going to need to do is put in some strings so that they, you know, hang but don't hang all the way down, because over time obviously that's going to start looking worse and worse. And if we combine that with some overhanging leaves, like we already have in some of the other places, so, you know, we get a few of these hanging down, I think that's really going to tie the whole thing together and, you know, make him look like he's actually literally just risen out of the water. So obviously once these grow a bit more, that should look a bit better. So I'm going to sleep, because there's bad nasties all around here. I've not done anything to light up the top of that, as you can see from the creeper standing over there. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to. I know it's going to attract mobs as a result, but it just looks so good when it's all dark and moody around here. I don't think I could bring myself to make the creepers and everything disappear and light it all up. And yeah, we're going to avoid that. So I'm going to sleep. I'm going to slam loads of leaves down, I'm going to slam some vines down, and I'll see you guys back here in just a moment. I've tried not to go too over the top, so what I've done is I've just got like a couple of bits of strings of leaves, I suppose, coming down on a couple of the tentacles. If I land here, we can see it a bit better. And then I've added a few vines in places which, once they grow out, that will sort of, you know, dangle down towards the water. And in certain places, like this one, for example, is going to grow down quite a lot, but we're not going to want it to touch the water. So once they've grown a bit, we'll figure out where we want to put the string in and cut them off and so on. But besides that, I've also been playing around a little bit with textures on the top. So I didn't like the way that the sort of brown mushroom blocks were, although they're textured, sort of with this many, they look quite flat. So I've been trying to mix in some other textures, and I quite like this sort of area here. So there's quite a lot going on just at the moment, and if you look closely, it's literally sort of, you know, bits of brown carpet, there's some terracotta in there as well as coarse dirt and the normal dirt, and some light grey terracotta. But when you look at it from a distance, I think it's starting to work a bit. Not completely sold on the carpet, but I do like the terracotta and the way that that's actually mixing up the textures. So we're definitely going to go grab some more of that, because sadly we have completely run out. So we're going to go grab some more terracotta and probably get some more dirt and mix those in a bit more as well. With the carpets, I think they work in places, so where you've just got like the dark shadows here and there, I think they work. But as part of this kind of texture going on here, not completely sold. So we're going to play around with that a little bit more, and hopefully we can get this right. So I guess I need to go get some more terracotta before I can do anything else. So off to the shopping district with me. So it has just occurred to me upon arrival that we have not been here in a very long time. So I guess we should probably check all of our check our chests, see if we need to restock anything. Because although various members of the server have been going missing, which is a little bit strange, and oh my lord, look at that place. I probably shouldn't look too much at that just in case there's some spoilers, but we've not been here basically, so I'm hoping that, okay, not a good start, hoping that we've actually, sold some stuff, get some diamonds. But yes, the server members have been going missing, which is a bit weird. We've not seen Bear in quite a while, we've not seen Nightmare in a little while, Fire Frenzy has also gone missing. So I think I might have to look into that a little bit, because it seems a little bit odd that people are disappearing left, right and centre. But the main thing we're here for, of course, is the terracotta. So instead of going and digging some out, because, as I say, people are going missing, plus side, there's less people on the server. So I'm just going to steal some of my own stock. Let's get rid of the bones and the sticks. We don't need those. Let's grab the terracotta. No, not the bones. Terracotta. So we're just going to steal some of that from our own shop, because why not? And I guess we should probably check out the fireworks and the ink as well, just in case we've got any diamonds hiding for us in here as well. Which we don't. And there's nothing over here either. But, you know, 12 diamonds, not bad, it's not bad. We'll take it. And we've got the terracotta we needed. So let's quickly go back to the giant Kraken and see if we can get this thing done. Hasn't been easy, but look. Look, you can see the tentacles. So we're just going to run around there this way from the farm so that you guys can get a bit of a closer look at what we've done all around the dock and stuff as well. So I've actually been fiddling a little bit, changing a few bits here and there from what you saw at the start of the video. Nothing too major, just putting in a few extra details here and there to make this place look more alive. And as you come around the corner, seeing those tentacles, I love it. I love it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's come out. I'm not 100% sold on the texturizing stuffs on top as yet. I think it might need a little bit more dirt, maybe a little bit of something else, which I'm not quite sure yet. I did try putting the suckers on as well, and it just didn't look right, so I've decided to not put anything on there for now. I might try some birch buttons, possibly, because, you know, they'll bend in a little, They'll blend in a little bit better, and I think that could look quite nice, but yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that, but the rest of it I think has come out really well. I do really like the colour combination. I think just the overall silhouette of it, the look of it, and when the moon comes up it actually rises just up the back there and it just looks absolutely amazing. And honestly, in here, can you hear that? There's a mob farm in here. I'm going to have to sort that out at some point. So the last things to do in this area really is pretty much just the landscaping. So I want to sort out, you know, the edge of this cliff. It's all very straight at the moment. We need to get the paths in. We need to get some more foliage in. And also have a bit of the land sort of being pushed apart a bit further where the tentacles are laying as well. So I think we might have a couple of fallen trees sticking out and things like that. But I'm afraid we're going to have to save that for another episode. It's taken an amazing amount of time to actually get this Kraken to this stage, and as I say, we do still have some finishing touches to do, but we'll have to save that for next week, where hopefully we can get the top of the rest of this cliffside terraformed out, and possibly even some of the smaller builds that we need to do over the other side of the sort of cliffy mountain type thing we've got there. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do remember to like and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you all next week for another episode where I don't know what's going to be going on really. We're getting quite close to finishing this place now and I'm very, 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 very excited. Bye-bye now.